And good morning and welcome to Touch Base Daily. My name is Ron Foster and I'm here to touch base with you every day. Yes, it is Tuesday, 28 days left before we cast our ballots. Well, for those waiting for the last minute, but all of those, it is about that got a little crazy there. For those that are trying to cast their ballots, there is early voting going on right now. So if you can do early voting, get out there and do it. Get it done so that you don't have to worry about it, because as the seasons go closer towards election day, it gets colder, it gets more inclement. You don't have to, or it could be hot and steamy in some of the southern states, and you don't want to have to wait online in the hot weather. Get it done and get it done fast. Get it done where you don't have to wait on long lines, right? Anyway, let's say good morning to some folks. I see some folks in the building. Rashawn is the gold. She receives the gold. Good morning, she says. Good morning, Ron and RLP family. Is in the building. She says, Grand Rising. Jazzy is in the building. She says, good morning, beautiful humans. Yes, we are human. And Kelly A is in the building. Good morning, everyone, she says. And G is in the building. Miss G.R. Houston Jack is in the building. She says, morning. She says, about to get clean, just finished 5 miles. So she'll be listening in the shower. So there we have it, y'all. We are here. Today, our lesson is going to be on how to photograph autumn leaves and trees. This was a question that was asked from one of our community members. They said, Ron, what about taking pictures of autumn leaves and trees? I said, that's a good subject. Let's put it out there. And so that was what they asked last week, and we are doing it this week. And so, guys, again, and I say that because if you have photography questions that you might want to have you want to have answered, send me a DM, slide into my DMs, or send me a question, send it through email, whatever, how you guys are able to reach me, and suggest or ask questions. Your questions is probably what other people are interested in learning. So this was a good question, how to photograph autumn leaves and trees. And we're going to answer that question in the last half hour of this show. Okay. Oh, should I say the show, or should I say the community gathering? The community gathering. Okay, there we are. I see Elise has walked in the building. She says, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? I hope all's doing well. So there's a lot in the news. And if you are living in Florida, y'all, Florida, there is a hurricane on the way, and it is not to be played with. Hurricane Milton went from a category 1 hurricane to a 5 category hurricane, category 5 hurricane, all in 12 hours. And I've said this to my brother the other day. I said to him, when it was a 1 category on Saturday, I think it was Sunday, maybe it's Sunday. It was Sunday mentioned about it. And I said, they know better than this now. Weathermen and weather people should know better than this. They were like, oh, it's not going to be as bad as Helene. Or they said, you know what? Then the numbers came out and said, oh, it'll hit a category 3 and then hit the Florida Peninsula. And then I said, because we all know now by habit of what is happening in the Gulf of Mexico. The temperatures are 4 degrees roughly hotter than normal because of climate change. And every time there's a hurricane that goes into the Gulf, it increases to a 4 automatically. It automatically goes to a 4 for the last couple of hurricanes that were in the Gulf. And so I told my brother, I said, guess what? It's going to be a 4. Now, I had no idea it was going to be a 5, but I was like, it's definitely going to be a 4. So guys, be aware. They're telling people to leave their homes. They're saying it is going to be extremely dangerous. All my friends and family, I do have family in Florida. Friends and family in Florida, please adhere to the warnings. Get out while you can. The better time to get out is now. Now. You don't want to be on the roads. You don't want to be when traffic, everyone's trying to get out at the same time at the last minute. You don't want to wait to the last minute. When 15 feet, a 15-foot wall of water is coming your way, you do not want to be in a car. You do not want to be in a house. It is dangerous. Please listen to the warnings. I was just talking to one of my friends yesterday. His sister lives in Florida in the path of the hurricane. She's like, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to stay and stick it out. Stick it out. Stick it out. Meanwhile, they're telling you, if you decide to stay, make sure you grab a Sharpie and put your name on your arm so that people can identify you after this horrific event that's about to take place on the Florida Peninsula. People, like Louise is saying, people need to leave. They need to leave now. They need to leave now. So if you are in Florida and you're listening to this podcast, turn the podcast, let it flow, but pack your bags right now. Get out of Florida. Get out of that main way. It is tracked towards Tampa. You know, the Tampa Bay area. You got that body of water. They say it's going to reshape the geography of Florida. This is not a joke. And if you've been watching any of the footage from Asheville and all the other places, water is rude and water rules. You cannot fight water. Water cannot be fought. I see here. Let's see what else you guys are saying in here. Hey, Chrissy Corner is in the building. Good morning, she says. Good morning. There's her good morning. There's her good morning. Chrissy's in the building. I see Aya says, for those in Florida, please stay safe. Costco's, Target, etc. Customers, please be considerate and kind. Please avoid hoarding supplies. There you go. There you go. That's right. We got to make sure, folks, please listen. My heart goes out to all the people in West North Carolina, West Georgia, East Tennessee, all those people that Tampa, just the people from Tampa are still cleaning up from Helene. There's debris in piles all over Tampa. Don't stay, y'all. Do not stay. Leave. Do not stay. Okay, I just had to say it. Just had to get up. I have cousins that are in the Florida Peninsula. Guys, do not stay. It is not worth it. Yeah, Kelly says Tampa Airport has already closed. Yes, I saw them locking down the airplanes to the ground yesterday, closing up and boarding up yesterday. But if you can get out, drive out now. If you can hitch a ride, hitch a ride. You got a plan. You got a plan right now. You got to get out. She says, Jazzy, you read my mind. I see it in Houston area every time. Yeah, you got to get out. Get out. Hey, Derek, Mr. D. Tuggle is in the building. D. Tuggle's in the building. Derek is in the building. So here we are. Here we are. Let me see. Oh, is folks on in Instagram? How you guys doing on Instagram? if you're in Instagram, I can't believe I'm still saying this, but if you're on Instagram, come on over to our YouTube channel. Okay, let's do that. And seems like we're not getting any reach today. I don't know what's happening for the last 2 days. It doesn't seem like people are getting the message that I'm on when I'm on. The notifications are not on. So I'm not sure what has happened on YouTube. Is YouTube becoming the new Instagram? I don't know. I hope not. It just goes to show you, never put your eggs in one basket. All these platforms have their own shenanigans. Jazzy says, GR, he said, it's upsetting because I just watched this video on a lady in Tampa. Let me just put it up there so you guys can see. In Tampa, who wants to leave but doesn't have the means to go. She has her husband, 4 kids, and 3 dogs. She was crying. Oh, that is sad. That is sad. Yeah. When you are poor and you have no way to get out. Jazzy, it takes money and access. Most Americans are one major incident away from poverty. It's easier said than done. Speak. So true. Hitch a ride if you can, guys. Hitch a ride. Yeah. Build relationships. This is why relationships and friendships are so important. It is not good to be in isolation. It's never good to live in isolation. Because you need a community. You need community. I cannot do what I do without community. Most of us in this community cannot do what we do without community. Okay, I see Jazzy says United Airlines should get a fine for price gouging, $1,100 for a one-way ticket out. Get out. Get out. Oh, humans, we live in another kind of world. I'm praying for those who are dealing with this. Yeah. Rashawn says, praying for those who are dealing with this storm. Okay. Elise says, it's unfortunate that the Republicans are coming back to increase funding to. Are they coming back? Are the Republicans coming back or they're not coming back? Because I know they, as of yesterday, they weren't coming back. The Republicans are coming back to increase funding for FEMA. Are not coming back. Oh, there you go. Are not. Yeah, that's a shame. But and again, I tell people all the time, people in the southern regions, people in the Gulf Coast, people in the Bible Belt, people in all those southern states keep voting Republicans. They keep voting for the Republicans. And the Republicans do not care about you as a person. The Republicans do not care about people. Mike Johnson is up for re-election. Well, they need to vote the varmints. Oh, I shouldn't say that. They should vote these people out. I almost said varmints, but I had a Trump moment. Sorry about that, guys. No, they are. Yeah, people should not vote for anything with a Republican R. The Republicans need to lose brutally. They are not for the people. The Republicans are not for the people. This is not your grandma's Republican Party. This is not your Republican Party of the 1800s. This is not your Republican Party. This is a cult. It is a Trump mega cult. They don't care about people. They only care about their cult. They only care about their cult. And we need to call it as it is. Let's stop saying they're not telling truths. No, they are liars. They lie about everything. Think about it. Trump would not come on 60 Minutes yesterday for the 60-minute interview. They've interviewed every presidential election candidates since 1968. Since 1968. And Trump is the only one, when he did the interview before in 2020, what did he do? He got up in the middle of the interview and walked away. This time, he did not show up at all. And the reason why? Because they were going to fact check him. Who in their right mind would say, I'm walking away because someone's going to fact check me? Most people in their right minds that have good intention don't mind a fact check. I don't mind a fact check. If you guys fact check me, that means you care about the people. If you fact check, you care about yourselves. If you fact check, it is important to fact check. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's ridiculous. The lies on the other side. Everything that Vance says, everything that Trump says, everything that their memes say, they all just do nothing but lie. I get so, like, I want to tear my TV apart, but my TV is too nice to break my TV for these folks. Every time they're on the TV, they do nothing but lies. Every time they go on the radio, they do nothing but lie. Every time they do an interview, they do nothing but lie. This is not a party. This is a lying cult. I know you're saying, Ron, tell them how you really feel, right? It's ridiculous. Fact checking. You don't show up because of fact checking, or you had JD Vance on the debate saying, "Oh, you're not supposed to fact check." I didn't think you were going to fact check that one. What kind of craziness? What kind of world are we living in? Okay. Rosemary says, good morning. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, everyone. Elise says, all of the House Republicans should be voted out. I agree wholeheartedly. Anything that has an R on it, anything that says Republican on it, needs to be defeated. Defeated at the ballot box. Every R should be replaced with a D. Every R should be destroyed. As in, do not vote for them. They need to, the party needs to be destroyed in this election. They need to walk away and say, oh, the people are not with us at all. They keep doing stupidity because people keep putting up with it. G says, it's insane to not want to fund FEMA after seeing all this devastation and have the audacity to say to the government isn't doing anything. The lies. Trump and his whole cronies have lied and lied all weekend, lied every day, lied all day yesterday, lies, just lies. FEMA is doing their job in those states that were crushed under the storm of Helene. $750 is not all they're giving people. $750 is what they're giving people to get groceries, to get medication, get things that they need from the stores. And they're getting more aid. That's just to hold them over during what they call the application process. The application process. And for those that think that Trump is a better person, y'all it makes me crazy when people say there's an equivalence between Kamala and Trump. There is no equivalency. There is no equivalency. FEMA under Trump gave $500 to people. FEMA under Biden are giving $750. And like I said, that is to hold them over for the month to get food and groceries, Pampers, baby formula. That's what the $750 is for, that they get immediately upon the food that's been delivered and the water and that's been delivered from all over the country. People wake up. People wake up. Jazzy says, yes, please fact check me. I get things wrong. I want, and what I want is the correct information, not to just be right. I'm with you, Jazzy. If I'm on here, I want to make sure I'm telling the truth. I want to make sure I give you the facts. I want to make sure I do my homework. That's why he didn't go on 60 Minutes. Yep. Rosemary says, at the end of the day, Trump is nothing but a white dude that makes other low down white men feel good about themselves. Woo, Rosemary. Rosemary, did you say that? I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you. He makes them feel great. Jazzy says, what's that meme? The lies, the lies, the lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. G says, same. I often ask my audience during my live to correct me if I'm wrong. I'm the same way. Look, if I misstep or missay something, please correct me. Please correct me. Derek says, that's the problem. If you aren't part of the 1%, they don't give a damn. Tom says, hey, good morning. Not going to amplify the lies. How can this race even be close? Just shaking my head. I see here. Pammy says $750 is a lot. That's just to get you started, as you said. That's right, Jazzy. Yep. There we go. She says, and they asked VP Harris about why so many folks support Trump. Really? Do you know hate and misery will bring folks together? That was a good one. Kimmy says, they have ruined trust and integrity. It is hard to know what to be believed unless you dig. There was a conversation yesterday on a platform that mentioned this, Kimmy. They were talking about this year's election, that this year's election is like no other. Because in the past, the media, you were guaranteed to go to media, news media, and get truth. There was no, maybe they're telling us the truth. Maybe when we were all growing up in the world before Trump, you could go to the media and get truth for the most part. Okay, we all know that American news is always watered down. It's not like the rest of the world, but you can get truth. Not today. Not today. Most of the folks today, most news platforms today are playing into the hands of their sides, or who's going to help their company bottom line. You cannot get truth from the news medias today like you used to. The questions are usually repetitive and not what we call like old-time journalists, like they dig for information, dig for truth. Now you as the consumer, You, as the American consumer of news, it said on in this conversation yesterday, that we have to do the digging. It is no longer a good place. There is no longer a place in our society where you can just say, "Oh, I got good information, or I got good news." We have to do our own research. We have to surround ourselves and connect ourselves to people or organizations or podcasters or YouTube channel people that are going to tell the truth. We have to dig for those people. We have to do the research. And most Americans do not research anything. So therefore, most Americans are ill-informed. Most Americans do not know truth. They don't know what truth is because they do not do the research to dig deeper. In the world we live in today, you must dig deeper. So, Kimmy, thank you for that statement. They have ruined trust and integrity. It's hard to know what to believe unless you dig. Thank you. Derek says, amazing how you can complain about what FEMA is giving and you're not the one who needs it. Jazzy says, people need to call their congressional leaders to tell them to get to work. Absolutely. Again, these people in these Gulf states, all of these Republican folks that keep like Cruz and all these other people that treat their constituents with like they mean nothing. They just want their vote, but they do nothing for them because the people let them get away with it. You get what you vote for, or lack of vote for. You don't vote, you don't get. Mimi says, good morning, Ron. HRLP crew. Mimi's in the building. That's true, but it's also our fault because we feel like we have no power when we really hold all of the power. Ooh. Yes, Derek. Ooh. You said a mouthful there. Shelly said, that's why I like VP Harris is going to podcasters to get her voice out there. Her Call Me Daddy interview was really good. It was. I enjoyed it. It was, and it is said that the Call Me Daddy podcast is the highest viewed by women in podcasting. It is the second most watched next to, I think they said Howard Stern's. So it's amazing. That's right. And again, for those that are saying we don't know, again, all these people that say, I don't know Kamala. Well, let me tell you who you do know. You know Trump. You may not know Kamala, but I find it hard to believe if you're interested in knowing who Kamala is, that you don't know Kamala. But you know Trump. You know what he did in his last administration. I am still blown away that people can't remember the hell that we went through as a country. Most of our country is still traumatized from the Trump years. Most of us are traumatized. We are traumatized as a country. We are traumatized. Can't they remember what crazy was under Trump? He gave us money. No, he didn't. Trump did nothing for the average Joe or Jill. Oh. Anyways. Okay. What time is it? I gotta make sure I set time aside for our class today. It's just crazy. So I believe Kamala is on the move. And again, This is people are talking about how she doesn't get out there enough. But think about it. Again, I want people to be realistic in their thinking. Kamala has only been running for president for 2 months. Not 2 years, 2 months. When she was handed over the position, she rose to the occasion. There was a whole lot that needed to be done than doing interviews when you first start your campaign. They had to squeeze in a year of campaigning in 1 month. Now that they've got a foundation, now she can do interviews. I love their process. As a matter of fact, most for all the political junkies out there like myself and all that watch all the political correspondence all day and every day, all of them are saying she is running her campaign like an amazing CEO. If she can run her campaign on this level in 2 months, she's going to be an amazing CEO for the country. I do believe that CEO comment came from Cuban. He says she is doing amazing in 2 months. People are, oh, she's not into the snobbery of the mainstream media. She's not doing interviews with us. No, the woman's, and not only that, folks out there who keep questioning Kamala. Yes, I am a Kamala fan. Y'all haven't seen. Is that she's not only a candidate for president, she still is working as the vice president. She still has a day job, y'all. She still has a job. She still has a job. She's still the vice president. She still has meetings to go to. She still has security updates that she has to learn about and know about what's going on in the world. She still needs to read national bulletins of what's happening in the world. She still has to be abreast. She still needs to be in conferences. She still needs to be and still run for presidency. Come on, people, get smart. I need some critical thinkers in the room. Say amen. Critical thinkers in the room. I think critical thinkers is not a bad word. Critical thinkers. Yes. Where are my critical thinkers? Elise says it. Most of the country is suffering from PTSD. I agree. I heard that. That's, Mary Trump, she says that. She says that the country is suffering from PTSD. No president has ever undermined our military service men and women. Only Trump. Exactly. When VP Harris does those regular TV interviews, they ask the same tired questions. Says Gwendolyn. Darn typos. I know those typos. There we go. There's the amen for critical thinkers. There's those amens for the critical thinkers. Critical thinking is important, y'all. Don't let these dumb Republicans say we don't want no critical thinkers or we don't want people to stay woke. For us in the Black community, for people of color, woke has been our word. Don't you dare turn our woke into something negative. Woke just means we are critically thinking. We are woke and proud of it. Tom Morris says, with such a short time to campaign, her campaign has had to be judicious with the limited time. She can't chase all the shiny objects and respond to all the demands outsiders throw at her. Absolutely, Tom. Absolutely. Girls Club says, I assume most of us on the live can decipher what's true and what's not. The maggots are being willfully ignorant and spreading misinformation just to deflect and cause more turmoil. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's time for some class. Let me get this last one in. We just went through this with Springfield, Ohio, and Haitians migrants. Now they're moved to FEMA. That's right. They live in lies. They live in lies. They live in lies. Anthony says there's also Stockholm syndrome for some. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, G asking. Okay, good. Okay, let's go to class. We got to get class done. Okay, class is in session. Okay, let me get this all set up here. First of all, I said I'm going to start doing this and being committed to doing this. First of all, as we make our little transition, I should say, transition. Whoa, here we go. First of all, oops, there we go. For those that don't know, I am an event photographer. So make sure if you know anyone that's looking for an event photography photographer, an expert in the field, call them, send them my name, let them know, ronlewisphotos.com. Definitely, I will love to photograph your event. I love photographing events. I have the greatest of fun, and I try to make your company, your family, your business look its best in visual storytelling. Okay, the next one out. And also, I want to make sure, let me just get that here. Oh, there we go. And also, just so you know, for those that are interested in photography, I do teach photography. Now, I mentioned this like this in this format. If you have something you want to advertise on here, send me a DM so I can give you the cost of how we can do that. Because at the end of the month, there's usually 28,000 people that have watched this platform. So that means you can get your company or whatever it is advertised, just like I'm doing here as my own. Also, I want to thank the folks who are my Patreon members who support me on Patreon. If you are not a Patreon member, you can become a Patreon member by simply going to patreon.com. Let me see if I can get that up there for you. Let me see. Let me clear that up. So here we go. There we go. There's that Patreon thing. Support by joining my Patreon community. And they'll tell you exactly which one you should be joining. On what platform. If you want to advertise, there's a platform for that. All the different levels in my Patreon, you can do that. But if you want your logo to be seen on this as a sponsor, reach out to me. Okay, there you go. And there you have it. Okay, I think I'm going to get rid of all these banners. And now we can start our lesson. Okay, let's get back up and get the camera going. Get everything ready. Are y'all guys ready to learn about taking pictures? Pictures in the fall. I am going this weekend to the mountains. My brothers, we get together and we are going to do our thing. We're going to get some pizza, some wine, and definitely apple picking and apple donuts. But we're going to do some photography because I am the photographer among them, and I will be doing photography. So you can thank Tom for this one because Tom is the one that said, "Hey, Ron, how do we photograph autumn leaves?" I said, this will be a great lesson. Thank you, Tom, for this subject. The subject today, for those that are just tuning in, the subject for today, get ready because this is autumn, y'all. Get out and take great pictures. The weather is perfect for it. How to photograph autumn leaves and trees. 1, autumn is a fantastic time for photography with all the vibrant colors and unique lighting. Here are some tips to help you capture stunning photos of autumn leaves and trees. Look at that. Number 1, timing is key. Plan your shoots around the peak color times in your area. For we in New York, this usually happens from mid to late October. Now, it could be wherever you are. Just look at the calendar. Most of your states are going to tell you where they give you the graphs of how the leaves are changing in your area. You can also go online to Google, and they actually have a tracker. If you say tracking autumn leaves color for the season, there's a tracker. But here we go. Lighting matters. Overcast days can be perfect for autumn photography, as they eliminate harsh shadows and bring out the rich colors of the leaves. Early morning or late afternoon light, known as the golden hour, can add a warm glow to your photos. Can I say this again? This is very important. When you go out and take pictures, when you go out and do your photography, let me pop this off. There you go. So you can see that. Is definitely go out early in the morning as the sun, because the sun is angled and you got that golden hues on your from the sun. Then it highlights anything that's golden. So it just makes your pictures look so much more brilliant. So make sure you go out in the morning. So when you do your morning walk or your morning jog, take your camera, take a moment and pause and stop and take pictures. Number 2 in this category, use a polarizing filter. This can help reduce glare and enhance the colors of the leaves, making them pop even more. So for those that have cameras, this is not your smartphone, but you can do it with your smartphone too. But let me tell you how you can do this with your smartphone first. If you have a smartphone, then you can take your smartphone, and I'm using my other pair of glasses, but these are not shades. But if you have a pair of shades, you can take your shades and place it over the lens and take the picture, and it acts like a polarizer. Take your shades, like if you have your shades that you wear when it's sunny, your Ray-Bans, your shades, take that shade, put it over the lens, and then take the picture. It acts like a polarizer. It is a polarizer. It bends the light. It changes the direction of the rays. Use your shades. Okay? So this can, but also, if you have a regular camera with regular lens, use a polarizer filter. Okay, next one, composition techniques. Here we go. Leading lines, use paths, rivers, and rows of trees to draw the viewer's eye into the scene. Foreground interests include elements like falling leaves or a tree trunk or the foreground to add depth to your photos. You like this one, you see the shadow leading you to the tree. The glow is behind the tree. Look at that. There's so many ways to photograph in the autumn. But leading lines, foreground, there's a whole list. Composition matters. All you have to do is go to Google, put in Google composition for fall autumn photography. Put in Google, or if you have Copilot like I have, or some of the AI or Chat GPT, put in composition for autumn photography. Okay, here's another one. Experiment with angles. Try shooting from different perspectives. Get low to the ground to capture leaves up close, or shoot upwards to frame the colorful canopy against the sky. So important. So important. Experiment with angles. Get on your knees. Get on your back. Sometimes I go to the park. I just lay down on the ground. Just lay down and look up and take pictures. You'd be surprised what you're able to capture. Next, capture the details. Don't just focus on the big picture. Choose close-up shots of leaves, dark, and other details can create compelling images. If you like, for instance, for those that want to take, I always say people that love getting wall art or photography for your home, sometimes you could take your own pictures for your home. Some people like to change out decor. Like I like to change out decor as the season changes. You can take a picture, go out to the park during the autumn, take pictures. Then Take them to the shop, print them, frame them, and then put them in the laundry room, put it in the hallway, put them in the mud room, put them somewhere in the entry area. You can bring fall into your home by adding it, by using your pictures. You don't have to have a professional camera to do it. Use your smartphone. We said it all the time. This is for both smartphones and your proper camera. Next, here we go. Weather conditions. Misty or rainy days can add a moody atmosphere to your photos. Wet leaves are often more vibrant, so don't shy away from shooting in less than ideal weather. As most of us photographers like to say, we love inclement weather, especially in autumn. Everything, the colors look so much more richer. So you want to go out after the rain, early morning dew. Like when you live in the southern states, if you live in like Tallahassee, Georgia, Savannah, all those places that get that thick morning dew, get out and photograph. Get out and photograph your beautiful fall colors as the mist makes everything so rich in color. Post-processing. All of us have added editing tools on our phones. Use those editing tools. And if you want to step it up, you can get Lightroom, you can get Capture One, you can get all of those other ones out there. Also, remember I mentioned to you guys, get Snapseed. Snapseed is free. You can download that onto your phone and you will be a happy camper. But you need to edit your photos. Add saturation. Add a little more vibrance. Add. Make your photos look brilliant. Don't just say click and move around. And you know what I feel also? You know what I always say? Make sure you clean your lens. Make sure you walk around with one of these little rags everywhere you go on your little vacations, taking the kids apple picking, pumpkin picking, all that stuff. Make sure you take one of these rags, little micros fiber cloths, to make sure that your camera lens is clean at all times. But make sure also you take time to edit your photos. Edit your photos. Add and contrast. Bring up your contrast when you do landscapes. Contrast. Add more contrast. Add more saturation. Add more vibrance. And you will have, not unrealistic, don't go overboard, but just make it beautiful. Make it a little bit better than what you saw, right? Here's some photos. I love photographing falling leaves. These are photos from stock footage photos. Just because I needed smaller photos to get you to take to do this lesson. There we go. But I've taken these photos. I've taken photos like this. They are in my batches. And this is one of my favorite. I love finding a forest of beautiful maple trees, elm trees, birch trees. They just have the volume of trees, and then you have the carpeting of the leaves on the ground. Man, there's nothing like autumn. Nothing like autumn. I'm going hiking this weekend. Can't wait to get to the mountains. Now, I know the foliage is not going to be that much this weekend. It doesn't, I mean, here, it's New York, so it is getting cool, but I need to make another run up to do more photos. But look at that. Take pictures. Just get out there and just take pictures of all the beautiful colors. Look at that, the yellow, the birch trees. Okay, I hope these tips help you create some amazing autumn photos. Please share your ideas of any additional tips you might have with our community. What's your favorite spot for capturing autumn colors? I would like to know. So we're going to have a little Q&A. If you have questions, please let me know. Put a Q and then ask the question, and we can answer your questions. I hope that you learned something out of this. I hope you got something out of this. This is the best, well, it is my favorite time of the year. It is time to get out and take photos. Okay. Assume gloomy. Girl Cloud says, I always assume gloomy days weren't good for taking pictures. Nope. Contraire. The cloudier the day, the overcast the day, the better it is to take pictures. The sun, people think sunny days are the best days to take pictures. No. Unless you are looking for a particular type of photo. If you are looking for shadows, if you are looking for high contrast, then sunny days are great. But sunny days are not our friends. It is not our friend as photographers. Anthony says, I would love to go to Vermont. Man, Anthony, I used to drive to Vermont and New Hampshire every other year when I was working at the stock exchange. I would get in the car. It's when I had a car, and I would drive up. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. Just rent a car and just go. Mimi says, the microfiber cloths are necessary. Say it again, Mimi. That's why I got you posted there. It is. Get these cloths, baby. Walk by, go to iClass shop, walk in and say, hey, do you got any of those little microfiber cloths? Some of them will give it to you free of charge, and they will have no questions asked. Anthony says, make them pop. Yes, right. The colors. And it's nothing like after the rain to go take pictures during the autumn. I have my sports and travel photography around my home. There you go. All of the basic food groups. Okay, I see here. Mine too, Jay-Z. What did Jay-Z say? What did Jazzy say? What did Jazzy say that I missed? Okay. Ask her. Thanks. Okay, there we go. So we're recording. Any questions? Any questions on photography? Any questions on photography, on fall, taking pictures of autumn leaves and trees? Any questions? Okay, then we are on time. We're on time. I'm trying to get you guys out of here by 11 o'clock now. I'm gonna get back. I gotta pull myself in. We've been on here. The long shows should be at the end of the week, and the short shows should be at the beginning of the week. Mondays and Tuesdays, we gotta get you out by 11. Okay, so again, let's see here. Any announcements? No, I don't think there's any announcements. I think Omar is having a workshop. So if you want to check out Omar's page, Omar's doing a workshop, I think today. Check him out on his page. I will put a link on that. So if you're in Texas, if you're in Dallas area, Omar is having a workshop. Let's see here. Mimi says, Vermont looks so beautiful in the fall. There are two places that are beautiful. That is the Rockies of America, but there's nothing more beautiful than New England. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine. The autumn was made for those places. Autumn, if you are a photographer and you want to do some great landscape photography, you cannot lose when you go to Vermont and New Hampshire. They're the number ones. There's nothing better than the two of those states. But we do have New York, we have Pennsylvania. The Northeast is just brilliant in the fall, brilliant in the autumn. Okay. You can. Okay. Anthony said he wanted to go to the workshop, but he couldn't go. But yeah, if you want to go to the workshop for Omar's having a workshop, and that is in Dallas today. And that's it. I think that's it, y'all. Any other announcements from you all? Anything that you guys want to feature? Let me know. But I think we're good. So tomorrow we'll be back here. Tomorrow, I think we are having a guest. Tomorrow. I haven't gotten the I have not gotten that in the works yet, so we'll see. I haven't heard back yet, so we'll see. If not, we'll be doing a water cooler day tomorrow, and we'll be talking about politics and all that stuff. And I have a bunch of links to give you tomorrow as well for early voting and all that good stuff. So we are probably going to focus a lot on the election because that's what's so important right now. And okay, that's it. I think that's it, y'all. Guys, thank you for joining me today. Have a great Tuesday. Get out there, have some fun, do something wonderful, and I will see you tomorrow.